Hello and welcome to Hacked Games. My name is Jeremy, and this is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. We're picking up this game at the area we left off, which is the beginning of the Shield Maze. The stream today will be about 2 hours. We should be able to get all the way through the Shield Maze. So, without further ado, I thought I had fixed the chat so that the Streamlabs would pick it up here, but it doesn't look like it is, so maybe I have a little bit more work to do. Obviously, I wasn't able to test it to make sure I had. Alright, in we go. Again, this is being played on hard and mostly in turn-based. The goal here is to go from sorcerer to... This very first fight in the Shield Maze, I'm going to say, is actually... Well, it's one of the few that you're guaranteed that you're going to take some damage. There are two wizards, one here and one kind of over in this corner here, which are going to cast Magic Missile at us. Obviously, our armor class doesn't matter as far as that magic is concerned. So we're going to try to get rid of them as fast as we can. The sharpshooter and the cultists are, I guess, there's much less concern about what they're doing overall. So in we go. Elk's Mighty Battle Call. I don't have fighting defensively on him right now because we really do want to kind of just focus on killing these wizards as fast as we possibly can. Thought I left the great sword on her, but I guess I didn't. Looked at it. Yeah, drop it to me.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
There, one down. Obviously, this is much more of a, I guess, problem on unfair difficulty, where two of those is really enough to knock your tank down. Here, we're not in that much trouble so far, anyways. We'll see if we can roll any 20s here. Nope. Oh, Sela, are you able to get to... Looks like you can get to the sharpshooter here, but not our wizard friend.
I'll rip you apart!
Windwog can target him, but not hit. And let's see if we can do anything with his touch on this. Oh. I believe they each only had 2 casts, so they are probably about out here anyways. And that's why we don't really have a lot to worry about with the sharpshooter or the cultist, is they're just not going to be able to hit us. There we go. We'll get the sharpshooter first here, though.
Take you!
So with Camellia, we're going to put her in range to get an attack of opportunity, and then make sure we've got our defenses up on our elk here. Sela, let's go down here.
The Inheritor, guide
Make
my
a swing.
blade!
Windwog does have precise shot, even though we're going to be switching her to a more melee focus a little bit here. We'll keep her doing archery for a while here. And Camelia's role, I guess we talked about this a little bit, but primarily she is getting in range to offer flanking bonuses to other companions or elk here, and casting protective luck through the most part of
Into the
this
fray.
dungeon. Here's our first lockpick.
Ah, not this time.
We failed.
I am helpful. Am
Or
I
do we roll a
not?
1 or a 2? Well, that's the success. Roll a 1. Okay.
Keep your calm.
And I am, again, the most of the gameplay that I've done in this area recently has been on unfair, so I'm a little bit used to just kind of letting hit points go, because 13 and there's no difference in 13 and 2 on unfair as far as the number of hits that you're going to be, either level of hit points. You're going to be able to take one hit from almost everybody in the area. I guess the mongrels in this room up here can maybe take 2. Any of the people with glaives, though, you're only going to take 1. Maybe the guys with the flails that have the high armor class, you can take 2 there.
I'll watch
But
your back.
we're going to go ahead and heal up a little bit here. Let's do 1. Save him a bit from magic missile damage that he took. And then we want to take a look at our inventory. Definitely want a glaive her, and we're going to actually switch out her armor to be light armor. Primarily that's to increase her speed, so we can move the full 30 instead of the 20 that we had with the heavy armor. This also increases our charge distance to 60 from 40, which is, it's a dramatic increase on where you can get in the battlefield. And since all of the enemies should be attacking our elk anyways, her overall armor class really shouldn't matter. So the speed is going to be much more beneficial than armor. Give me the elk and let's go charge this guy.
I'll tear your throat out.
This is probably one of the first fights where if you had
They'll beg me to stop.
a pet like the Triceratops, you'd notice a big difference in how the fight kind of plays out, because you can fit someone in melee here with like most of the pets, but the Triceratops you really actually can't. Well, out of range, I should have just taken a shot there. And the charge actually, in this case, is not going to be disadvantageous to us at all, because now that we've swung this turn, we lose the malice, the -2 armor class that we would have had from charging. So we're back to our normal armor class. Here. Give him protected luck. And we'll just keep shooting. We don't have
The light.
precise shot yet, so our ability to hit is really going to be restricted to trying to aim at touch, because we're still taking the -4 penalty.
I'll rip you apart.
Let's grab our loot. And take our lore check.
This one was beyond me.
Failed that.
There are many roads to success.
Something. There. So this room fairly easy. Got 3 guys, but they're all, I guess they all have very poor chances to hit, and they all have very hit points.
Time to practice my combat abilities.
It looks like, well, this might be in our favor, this might not be in our favor. When we here, we'll see how that turns out.
So
Go ahead and
it
shoot at
comes
him.
to this.
I think we're going to be out of range for our frostbolt. Looks like the elk is going to have better initiative than him. So again, the charge is not going to hurt him at all.
They'll beg me to stop.
Oh, no, it rearranged. So there's going to be one guy who gets to swing at him with his -2 for charging.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Here we're going to see if we can back up enough to do another charge next turn. Go up here. Well, actually, we'll start aiming at this guy because he has the highest initiative.
No match for me.
Didn't re-equip Windwalk. I should have probably given her a glaive so that she could start getting in. But again, she's not taking a penalty really for not being in melee. Windwalk or Camellia in range to offer that flanking bonus constantly. Who are they swinging at? They need a 9, so they need 21. So if we're not fighting defensively, we're still okay there. I think we'll switch and not fight defensively with our pet here. And again, we're going to take the swing, and we're going to try to move to a location where we can charge the next guy here. And now we're definitely going to be okay because they just lost their two flanking bolts. So to make the fight go a little bit faster, we'll go ahead and turn defensive fighting off. Hopefully go a little faster. I guess the dice still get to kind of decide what we're looking at as far as speed of the combat.
Hey!
And really here, obviously the guy needs to roll a 20. We could speed it up a little bit by having
I'll
Camellia
rip you apart.
start attacking. So that's going to be just up to you, whether you want to take a little more risk to get just a teeny bit of damage out of Camellia. I am thinking about it right now just because no one seems to be able to roll over a 10. I think the elk did once. Oh, there, he got a crit.
They'll beg me to stop.
There was a 10, but I'm the wrong guy. Well, are we going or what? There aren't that many mongrels. You must all know each other, right? Who was that? Some unlucky fools who thought that the Shield Maze was a good place to go for a stroll. The maze drove them insane. If they weren't insane to begin with it. But this isn't the first time I've been attacked by people I know in here. Lost friends of mine would sometimes reappear like that. They didn't recognize anyone anymore. Trying to talk to them was a waste of time. Ending their suffering was the only option. Weaklings. Serves them right. Well, Wendell, you never told me this maze was crawling with cultists. I didn't because there weren't any. Looks like they got here the same way you did. They fell from the surface. And we've passed a perception check there. The maze doesn't look like the mysterious place you've made it out to be. It looks more like a cultist den to me. A well-established one. The maze has always been full of traps and subterranean monsters. Now it's got cultists as well. What does it matter to you? I promise to lead you to the surface, and that's what I'm doing. You do not belong here. Let's go. Saving the game is impossible. It always tries to auto-save it there for some reason. I don't really know why. We're gonna head in here and...
I sense something.
Well, first we're gonna take care of it. But we are gonna fight the
I hope you appreciate
high armor class guy. We're going to try to do this at first without using Smite to gain a little extra benefit. Technically, we can walk in and do some damage with Burning Hands guaranteed to. We don't have a lot of ways to work around his armor if you're outside of those. You want defensive fighting back on.
Against our resolve.
Good try, Alcla. And in you go, Sela. Not you. So again there, that gets rid of the malice for charging for Alcla. Now he has only gotten benefit out of charging.
I'll rip you apart!
Alright, now we'll see what we're really gonna need. It isn't so bad. We're not gonna do really any damage on that shit. And we're gonna need a 16 and a 14 when we charge. So Siegel is the one we're really looking to carry our damage. Well, I guess through the majority of this dungeon. If you want to call it a dungeon. A maze, I guess.
They'll beg me to stop!
We'll get a little bit of damage on a Wendog while she's but a ton. A little bit of damage off these frostbolts, but pretty weak overall. So it's kind of the case where we care what she rolls, and we don't really care what the other people are rolling. Amelia is in place there to get us our flanking bonus.
The light take you!
Run back a little bit here. Charge next turn. If you are playing on real time with pause, you can technically charge every turn. I haven't found a way to do that. Well, when you're, I guess, enlarged, there is a way to do that in
I'll rip you
turn-based here.
apart!
I'm not sure if that is functioning correctly, though. It'll register, if you have, at least if you have a reach weapon, it'll register that you're far enough away to charge and hit at the same time, so you can kind of charge in place. If you get the right position. Again, I'm not sure if that's functioning correctly or no, so that may be something that is subject to change at some point. Kind of painful part about these guys is they not only have good armor class, but they also do, they're pretty resilient. They've got a decent amount of hit points on them. They're going to have a little bit of difficulty hitting them, and the things like Burning Hands, you know, doing 2d4 damage to them isn't really going to impact them that much, or, you know, make them go down that much faster.
No match for me.
Yeah.
Guess I should take a look at this real quick. Yeah. So 22. No, yeah, we should probably not fight defensively with our elk on this one. I think we're still going to need 20 to hit him, even though we're not fighting defensively, but we'll try it out and see. Maybe we'll get a little bit better opportunity here. No, we still need 20. So then I might as well just turn it on so I don't forget to turn it on.
They'll beg me to stop.
We don't care terribly about the amount of damage that our elk is going to output, but just while we're in a not full party, every little bit of damage that we can get
The
a benefit.
inheritor, guide my blade.
I guess even in a full party that is the case, but it's especially useful here where we're down one person because all Camellia is doing is making the elk survivable. We've really only got 3 people doing damage, and we've really only got 1 person doing real damage. Oh, we need 1 higher there.
No match for me.
We have been kind of plinking him down with a little bit of damage here and there from these guys, but there, it's nice to get that last. Let's grab all the things. Once we start going overweight, we'll probably drop first all the armor and take a look at what we need to drop in order to stay at a... There is a vendor here eventually. Not right now, but...
Not this time.
Hold another. We're gonna grab this one down. Okay. So let's look. Have one on her. I don't think there's anything from anyone else. Light crossbow. Throw the heavy. That, if we hit, allows us to do a little bit more damage, but because we had a mass crossbow, we're gonna hit a little bit less often. We aren't really shooting the crossbow a lot anyway. I'll throw that on. I would still say if we run into someone who's not engaged in melee, crossbow is going to be the better way. Just going to be individuals that are engaged in. We're going to want to switch to the crossbow. It's not called frostbow. Ray of Frost. In order to make sure that we're hitting them.
Watch out for trouble.
Damage is better than no.
You'll make a fine trophy.
We should be able to charge. Yeah, she's got reach, so we can charge in right behind the tank. I think. Or when do I'm gonna
They'll
shoot this guy.
beg me to stop.
Get him in range. And hit him. Swing and back up a little bit. Shoot this guy again. I'm pretty sure he'll go for the elk here.
You've made your choice.
But I guess we'll see momentarily. Yeah, there we go.
Did I mess up again?
I should have probably tried to charge him just to see if it was possible. Now we're just going to take out that guy. We'll focus on the next guy. We're kind of going to keep doing that where we're swinging back on anyone that doesn't have a reach weapon themselves. That's one of the, that's the big bonuses of the reach weapon, is that you can do that without fear of a counter. And thus you end up having a better,
I am helpful, am I not?
better than otherwise attack rate against enemies. We're going to take a little bit of a weird, I guess, route this area. After we kill these guys, we're going to backtrack. We're kind of going to make our...
Bathe in your blood.
That's a little bit too far north there. Usually you can actually get into this room and then charge. Yes, so we're going to miss our surprise round here. They are still, it looks like they're shooting at the elk at least. I'm going to take this guy out really fast first, so he loses his flanking bonus against us.
I'll rip you apart.
Let's see how far can. I just noticed we don't have, or we should. Not that we'll use that a ton, but it is something that's used. The water in these levels, I guess, hides difficult terrain, but it's actually pretty difficult to tell. I want to get stealth here. Pretty difficult to tell where we can charge from and what we can charge over, and what we're not going to be allowed to charge over.
No match for me.
Let's see if we can. Yeah, we can get around this without triggering an attack.
Into the fray!
Just can't run straight towards that guy. Take a look at this. Some up 4. But we would have a better chance hitting him if we pulled off our fighting defensively here. Let's take a look at what he actually. So he's got 10. So with fighting defensively on, he needs a 20 to hit us. He'll need an 18 if we pull it off. I guess it's still going to be an 18 where he has to roll twice and take the lowest option. So I think that's probably worth it to try to speed up combat a little bit here. Here.
No glory without risk!
Can't quite get him out of the picture yet. Still not. So we need, well, I guess we get 3 rolls to try to get over a 16 once, and he gets 2 rolls to try to get over an 18 twice.
The light, take you!
There we go.
No match for me.
I think for this guy, at least, we'll leave Windwog on. She does have a slightly higher chance to hit. I believe it's by 2 with a bow than with her with the glaive that we do.
They'll beg me to stop.
Into the fray!
As you can see here, if we tried to pull back to charge him next turn, he'd get an attack of opportunity because he also has glaive. So we don't want to do that. If we had reach, or if we had a large person on, though, we would be able to do that still. If we decided that it was important to partake. Let's run back over here. We really haven't used any buffs or any abilities.
There are many roads.
Pretty much just, I guess, been using strategy to try to push our way through this at this time.
I'll prove I am
Death
the
is
best.
life's final
Does
surprise.
anyone require my
And I
counsel?
enjoy surprising people.
I definitely want your.
I am yours to
I
command.
think that. Alright, so we want to sneak in here. Charge this guy. Get another battle call from the elk.
I'll rip you apart!
That's probably the only downside, is that its noise is pretty loud and possibly annoying. We don't want to be stealthed. Don't want to be stealthed here either. I'm actually going to send Zila up this way to see if she can't make some contact with her and put her too far behind. actually. I was trying to keep her out of range of that guy to make sure he'd go to the elk. But I would have also liked to charge this guy. I think I'm going to charge this guy over here instead.
No match for me.
Or end up having to charge that guy because I'm not in the right position or I don't have the right lane to charge the guy that I wanted to charge. Oh no, I can charge him. Let's just go this route. And they currently have 16, so we're going to flip this back on. This should push them back to 20, actually. I believe I still had my charge negative. One archer down. I think the elk just left out.
They'll beg me to stop.
I guess I should see if I actually... yeah, I'll just shoot this guy. I'll have a little bit better chance of hitting him. Why is that? He's going to charge around in the back there. I'm hoping she would get that, but...
I'll rip you apart!
This time I am going to go after him. I just like to get rid of their flanking bonus if possible. Not going to be possible.
The inheritors, guide my blade.
Let's try again though. There we go. And we'll get our own flanking bonus and trash our elk here. Charge him in the back. This is kind of just waiting on a matter of time here now.
No match for me.
We've twisted the dice, or the needed dice for our rolls enough in our favor here that would be really unlucky to have things not go our way. Oh, I should have backed her up there, but hopefully we won't actually need to charge next round. Take this guy out. If anybody else wants to roll a hit, guess not. Alright, well, if we would have missed there, we would have backed up that turn, or to line up another charge.
I am helpful.
Since
Am
that's
I
saying
not?
90%, it does mean that we need anything but a 1 or a 2 on the d20 in order to make that roll. If you wait until she
I hope
starts
you
doing that, at
appreciate
least you
this.
can send someone else over here. Otherwise, she'll probably try to run over there and then have to do it again. You save a little bit of time
Guide.
by picking the trap first there. The trap is restricted to a specific person. We did just pick up a better sword, better long sword, or Sela. We'll throw that on her. It's specifically better because it did both masterwork and cold iron, so it'll give us a way to get through damage resistance on that have damage resistance. I think this other one, yeah, that's just a regular one. Out that goes. That is also the reason that we threw this Old Iron Masterwork Javelin window on character. Or that's the purpose that we're going to have. So again, we've got a situation where we do have, in this case, only one wizard. There are clerics, or a cleric. Clerics are kind of nasty because they can decide to start spamming energy negative, which just does unavoidable damage. It's not that big of a deal on this difficulty level, but on higher, I guess the very difficult level, it does. So we're still going to want to kill the wizard here, but we want to get someone over to the cleric. I'm going to turn this off for our first turn. Send him directly at the wizard. Oh, can you make it? Yeah. And let's see if we can take that. Nope. Try again. Nope. We got one more try here. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's just shoot this cleric.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
This is our first bit of unavoidable damage. Let's see how far up she can get here. I don't want to get. I do want to, if I can, charge over. Well, no, I'm not going to be. But if we had killed the wizard, I would have wanted to charge this way with Sela in order to put her on the cleric.
Apparane sentes. Amaranda gratum.
The light take you!
There, we got our hit in though.
They'll beg me to stop.
And here we're actually kind of going to ignore the archer and we're just going to engage the cultist. The other fighter should come over on us too. Oh, I forgot to turn on. Forgot to turn on defensive. We did want it on that round.
So it comes to this.
They're still not engaged in melee, so we'll shoot at them this turn. Ray of Frosts after that. For Camellia here, we're going to put her next to this archer. Still cast Protective Luck. Alright, we can charge her this turn. Oh, good. Since we did manage to hit this guy, we're gonna... Oh, that's great. Managed to take out the glaive guy. Definitely usually the case that you clear up all these guys in the back and then move over towards the melee guys. Usually the pet or animal character able to kill any. Oh, here comes those channel negative energy. We're gonna move her in range so that she'll attack this guy when he shoots, and then try to kill him.
No match for me.
Oh, when do I got him? Or, I'm sorry, Camellia got him. And I'm not that concerned with that other archer back there. I think I will try to focus on the melee guy now. So Camellia is going to kind of fall back and swing at that guy when he shoots, but still keep Protective Luck up on our Hulk. I think we're going to just have her switch and... There we go. don't really need to worry about it, I guess. Let's take a quick look at our book here. We didn't read this yet. This is a tome all about Baphomet. That's going to give us some bonuses. Attack and damage rolls with a glaive. We aren't going to be able to use a glaive, unfortunately, but fine. Rather have bonuses than not. There is a note for Hasila's orders. Kind of amusing to read through that. It does tell us that we want to use this, I guess, torch thing to get down here.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
Go disarm. Wrong button. For this one, we end up with 2 clerics and another hand of Scylla.
We will win this war.
Over here, Scylla. I don't want to set my guys up in a way that I can charge both of the clerics to potentially kill both of them in this first round here.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Again, if they usually are going to buff the first round that they get, but then they kind of have the option of whether to start throwing javelins at us or to go right into utilizing channeling. Javelins is the much preferred option for us, but never know what they're going to do.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
I'll rip you apart!
One attack on our...
You've made your choice.
We've done a whole lot to that guy, which is bad. Let's see if Scylla can carry us a bit here. Oh! Elk's gonna run away here. That's gonna be bad because now he's gonna swing at Scylla. I don't really want him to do that. As long as that can last for 2 more turns.
They'll beg me to
Oh, I should have shot at this one. Didn't matter because we missed, but this might be a time where we go ahead, run up here and see if we can't get them and not Scylla hit. We're gonna have Scylla switch to sword and board here. Why did we get that attack? I'm assuming it's because we were in range because we were in reach, and then technically we weren't in range. So maybe the game is thinking that he moved out of range, so we got an attack of opportunity. That's a little bit weird. I don't think that interaction should be happening the way it did. But we were able to get rid of the other cleric there. Unfortunately, he doesn't need a whole lot to hit us. We'll switch on our... and partially that's because we've switched our armor up to the light armor we wanted. For movement, with the understanding that we wouldn't be taking hits with her. Where are you at? There you are. Alright, let's see how long we can do this for.
I'll just...
1 turn.
Don't worry about me.
Oh gosh. We're gonna need another turn still for Elkla here. Oops, I got a little bit too close. I think the rest of them are going to want to run away, though. We'll kind of reconvene where we can get our elk back in the fight. They should be good to go next turn here. As long as he doesn't hit Sela. Okay, he didn't. The elk can get back to... We do want to utilize someone for flanking, so that's why we've got Windowog using melee weapon currently. Let's see if we can get her into a position. She's going to be in range to put lock on. We should be in pretty good shape now. It's going to be slower than it otherwise would have, obviously because we've lost our big damage to Sela, but we're pretty safe on our defensive at this point. Just have to hope it doesn't take too long to get him. I guess, just in case we want to use Burning Hands again, we'll move over to this side.
No match for me.
I'm not going to be able to run around and charge, so I may as well move her up and use her bite.
No fear!
Oops, hit the wrong button there. We don't really expect the bite to be able to hit, but it's an extra dice to roll. I guess at this point, we don't expect the bite to be able to hit. Later, we will. She is going to stick primarily to full base attack bonus classes, regardless of which way I decide to move her. I have a general framework for what I want to do with her, but I haven't planned everything out yet. I kind of have that with all of these characters. Well, besides the elk. The elk's just gonna sit where he is and be a bulwark. And we're up to heavy encumbrance. That's no good. That means we walk slow. So we're not gonna do that. Let's see. Not going to drop too much stuff. We are actually on the way to the location that's unlocked. Our ability to dump all of these items within the Shieldmate itself here.
I found something.
Good for you, Sela.
Well, I am helpful, am I not?
Alright, here's where we hope
I need
You
to
can trust me.
concentrate.
at utilizing or putting on other weapons here. Oops, I want to use, but I don't want that. This will potions.
I will help where I can.
So Sela can charge. Wrong hand. Throwing weapon.
I'll watch your back.
And our character is going to be fairly useless in this fight because they're going to have energy
Open
resistance,
your heart to me.
and I believe we're just not going to be able to directions here. Right. Let's see if we got close enough.
I'll
We did.
rip you apart!
We're kind of all going to gang up, or the people we're hoping that do damage anyways, on this dretch down here. Oh, I wish the elk was more one in the corner. Oh, that's nice. So we'll see if he decides to cast or run at us. I'm not sure if they changed it. He used to almost always cast the Sickening Fog. A spell that makes everyone in it take fortitude saves or be sick. But he hasn't been doing that recently, so I don't know if they maybe changed, I guess, his decision-making process.
They'll beg me to stop!
At this point, though, we should be able to keep them all on the elk, so fight
did I
should
mess up
essentially be
again?
over. They do get 3 attacks, and if they hit, they don't do a lot of damage. But again, when you're playing on unfair or something, lines, they can easily take out any character other than your. If we can get some flanking bonuses. And make them lose some flanking, at least. Not a lot else to go on about in this fight. It's just a matter of the dice going our way here a little bit now.
No glory without risk.
There we go. So we still have pretty much all of our
To victory.
offensive enhancing buffs, so we're just not even gonna rest. We're just gonna pop in here and I guess this is supposed to be the last boss in the in this little area, but she is one of the easier fights.
Well,
We're gonna
Inimosi tradisi.
make everybody using a glaive big.
Inimosi tradisi. Aperane sentes.
Give everyone a little bit of a buff to. I guess we'll give everyone a temporary hit point,
Inimosi tradisi.
and we'll have her make sure she's using not only a large weapon but a giant set.
I
And
heed the
before we
voice
run
of the
in,
spirits.
I'm gonna go ahead and for the standard action to turn this on. So kind of hard to utilize while you're using your standard actions constantly for protective level. Here you are, huddled together like a herd of animals. Pitiful monsters, not human or demon. Even tieflings are less effective than... But I, your master, Sevamelech, can make you better, stronger, faster. I can satisfy your hunger. Starvelings of the dark, submit to me. No, we are the descendants of crusaders. Trusting a demon would be a betrayal of their memory. Oh, that one had wings, too. Well, who's the next descendant of Crusaders who values old legends more than their life? Little weird insect wings, but wings nonetheless. Beasts, monsters, and human guys. Eat the flesh of this thing I killed a little bit ago. We rush at the demon, but the air seems to grow thicker with every step. Feel like you're watching from underwater as you see the mongrels fall to their knees one after the other and crawl to the Asimar's body. You hear their fangs tearing through the flesh, hear the sloshing of blood, hear the former mongrels snarl like animals, fighting over the most tender and juicy bits of meat. Some lines from Urgathila's sacred text float into your mind as if of their own volition. You can make a great marinade for Asimar flesh using honey and pomegranate juice. To make the meat even more tender, roll it in breadcrumb or fry. They didn't even cook it. Your companions writhe in agony. One clutches at their head, another doubles over. You feel saliva pool in our mouth because we're hungry. The metallic tang awakens hunger in you. The hunger turns to rage. This winged filth dares to try to bind you to its will? It dares to tempt you with the sweet scent of meat? Untainted by corruption? The wretch must die. Die. And still, clarity remains with you. Somewhere, deep down, beneath the veil of rage and anger, you sense the light trying to break through. We're not gonna let it. We're gonna succumb to the rage. You permit the rage to possess you, and malevolent joy spreads through you. Freedom. Freedom to kill anyone who stands in our way. The demon, the cultists, and the pathetic mongrel fighters are no match for us. Feel the crimson fog of hatred cloud our vision. Your shimmering blood no longer wishes to languish in your veins. It wants to be free. It bursts forth from your chest wound in powerful pulses, its heady scent dispelling the last threads of sanity. Back, maggots. Ah, there's more to you than meets the eye. You have our power within you. Slaves, destroy this environment. Let's see if I remember to turn it off of turn-based mode here. This is one of those fights where you're starting from an area where you can't set up your party at all, so it's better to start in real time with pause and kind of start moving people to where you want them to go, and then to switch to turn-based after you have your people in. It's kind of the position that you want them in.
Save the last one for me.
Oh, I did. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everybody, well, 3 people. Oh, and I guess I'm going to, forgot that. Over here, we're going to have her start to cast this. And he should be heading towards her anyways. Okay. So we're going to turn on turn-based mode now.
Amranda gratia.
Charger. She's going to have a pretty good chance to hit us. I forgot to put Shield of Faith on. So, I mean, if this doesn't work out, we'll give ourselves a little bit more buffs. How that goes. Nice going, man. I don't think we're gonna. No, we can't charge from here, so we're just gonna smite her and
Guide
then
my blade.
smack her in the head with our glaive. And then, just till we get a little bit ahead, we're gonna go ahead and daze her, or dazzle her, that's what I meant. A bit there.
No match for me.
And she has a reach weapon, but since we're enlarged, we can go ahead and move back without getting that attack opportunity on us. Oh, she's done. Almighty Sebamelech, your faithful servant, wants demons. So, if you have Wendog in your party, no matter which choice you make, she's always going to shoot Hasilla there at the end of that. If you have Lan in your party, Hasilla will shoot, or Wendog will shoot Hasilla if you've selected Demon. Otherwise, if you have Lan in your party and you select Angel, you're both going to have to fight Wendog, and you're going to have to take the rest of Hasilla's HP away. Go over here, I think, and make sure that this guy's not going anywhere. And we're going to switch back to this. Just because these guys do have damage reduction, and it's nice to not have to deal with that damage reduction. I'm going to hope that that other one decides to try to kill Lan first, and we're just going to all gang up this one. Actually, we're going to hope that one of us hits it this turn as well. Oh, he did gang up on Lan. Well, not gang up so much as just attack.
I'll rip you apart!
We were in range to try to bite this one, so we threw and then bit. As you can see, this is obviously the harder portion of the fight. For whatever reason, these guys are just a pain.
Into the fray.
They also poison you. They hit you. This buff. Oh, fast healing. Okay, that's their two hit points per
No
round that
match
they're
for
getting.
me.
One down, one to go. And is still tanking that one, so that's great. He can keep doing that as long as he wants. We should be able to finish him up. Oh, yeah, there we go.
They didn't have a choice. They were forced to do it.
Keep telling yourself that, Lan. There is always a choice. They could have chosen to die, but now they're going to live and become stronger. I know that from personal experience.
Shut up! You're not just a traitor, you're a monster! The young ones, they believed your stories, and you lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh!
I was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by example! I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life. And I will do it. I might be the one to bring our whole tribe to the surface. But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
I went through the same ritual as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats. Who do you want at your side? The person who betrayed the demons to follow you? The person who will do everything you say and bring glory to your name? Or this trash?
He's so nice to Lan. Well, first I'm going to inspect the wound on my chest. Bleeding deep wound on our chest is gone, like it was never there in the first place.
It's gone. It was just there, and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
As if you know anything about demons and their powers. Some dark force cast its gaze on him and chose him from among all others. There's magic inside this Uplander that is beyond your meager understanding. And all you have to say is, go see a cleric. You're pathetic, Lan.
Man, how did you find your way in here, by the way? You totally came from back here.
I just kept going until I found it. You can find a way into anywhere if you try hard enough. And besides, I also remembered some of this traitor's stories. At least some of them were true. But that doesn't matter now. We need to tell Sol everything, and then we need to get out of here.
We? You think you're the one going to the surface with them? Isn't that sweet?
So, you've been serving Sevamelik this whole time, Wendell?
Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered, and I follow whomever is the strongest. You scared Sevamelik. Hosilla has fallen. Now, I wish to serve you.
I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little stronger than you. You say you didn't become an animal? Ha! What a joke! Only animals pledge their allegiance to whoever has the sharpest teeth. Oh, but what am I saying? Even cave spiders are loyal to their mother. You're even lower than that.
Which is weird, because spiders are kind of known for eating their young.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you. So I acted in a way that pleased you. And the Uplander will get the windwag that he wants to see. I'm willing to do anything to get out of this hole. And you're willing to do anything too. Don't try to hide it. I know you, Lan. I've had time to study you.
I'm going to the surface only because my time has come to leave. The Uplanders are in danger. They need all the help they can get. But I'm only risking my own life. See the difference? I'll do whatever the Crusade asks of me, but I'll never be like you.
Why didn't you stop us from going into the maze? You knew we might uncover your secret.
Sava Malik is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you'd gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplanders showed up and I had to change my plans. I don't regret what I did. I met you. Just say the word and all the Neathers will be yours. I'll bring them to you if you take me with you.
What exactly are you proposing to do with them all?
What you saw here. They will become stronger. They will be an army unlike anything ever seen before on Galarian. Our lives may be short, but while we live, we are faster, deadlier, and harder to kill than most. I am offering you an army. An army that will win you land, power, and everything you desire.
An army of cannibals? Are you insane? You want to turn them from rational beings into rabid beasts that only want to kill. They will be slaves, and you will be their slave driver. Is that the kind of power you're so desperate to gain?
As a Lich, yes. That's exactly what we're looking to gain.
I went through the same process they did. The beast raged inside me, my mind was foggy, but I have an iron will, and I never back down. I snatched victory from the jaws of insanity. If there are any individuals worthy of becoming my officers among those Neathers, they will be able to do the same.
You said you went through the same ritual. Does that mean you ate human flesh also?
Yes. Hosilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry, and she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live and gain the power to change everything. Sava Malik tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way. Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
You should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lan. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wenduog.
Look, isn't our Lan sweet? Look how his eyes blaze as he speaks of murder. And we were so close, too. Tell me, what do you think he'll do to you if you fail to live up to his precious ideals?
What did your service to Hosilla entail?
It was simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered, and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young Neeters easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in? So when Lan ran off looking for the Angel's sword, I went after him. Not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Neathholm. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
You sicken me.
I've heard enough.
Then you know which one of us you need. Take me with you, and I will give you an army of Neethers.
Don't fall for her empty words. Wenduog despises everyone but herself. As soon as you show any weakness, she'll betray you, just like she betrayed us.
That is the reasoning of a weak person. A strong person does not fear, they act.
I'm going to push this one, even though it's not going to lead to anything, so I have questions for you too, Wenduog.
You can ask me anything you want.
So these are all the questions that we just went
Then
through.
you know which one of us you need. Take me with you, and I will give you an army of Neethers.
Why do you want to come with me, Lan?
Up there on the surface, the Crusades are still going on, right? Since I'm a mongrel, that means I've got Crusader blood in my veins. You could say it's my destiny, even. Anyway, I'm ready to do my duty. And all of you Crusaders get rations, right? With vegetables? Well, I'll be killing demons and be well fed for doing it? That's not life. That's a dream come true. I'm sorry you trusted Wenduog instead of me, and that you didn't show the light of heaven to Sol. But she can be very persuasive. She honed her skills on all of us in the tribe. I'm asking you, believe me when I say that I won't let you down. I have nothing to lose down here apart from my chief's distrust and my friendship with the giant roaches. I'll do whatever the crusade needs.
Are you really that desperate to go to the surface, Lan? Why didn't you run away before? You know why. The Uplanders will never accept us. Don't pretend you're going for food rations. Then why? For death? For glory? If it's death you seek, you're sure to find it.
Maybe I'll be able to find something on the surface that you can't get down here. Like a way to help the mongrels. A way to stop our tribes from having to follow scum like you.
Well, why do you want to help me, Wenduog?
You think I'm just a freak from the catacombs. But Neethers are faster, stronger, and tougher than you Uplanders. Take me with you, and I'll build you an army of Neethers. I'll lure them out of this hole, we'll round them all up, every last tribe, and perform the ritual. And then...
Where are we going to get all the Aasimar?
you will be a power to be reckoned with on the surface. Many of the Neethers will be no better than the mindless beasts we encountered in the dungeons. But there will also be those who can overcome the fog and be like me. I will lead them into battle, and you will command us all. You trusted me from the beginning and hid the angel's light from that idiot Saul. Keep listening to me, and a glorious future awaits us. The power you demonstrated, it was incredible. It swept Hosilla aside, it sent Savamelech running. I will follow you wherever you go.
I hope we're not taking this girl with us. She'll sell us to the first demon she sees.
If we're befriending monsters in order to fight the demons, why not join forces with the strongest of them? Isn't that the rational choice? They're both equally hideous. Neither of them will improve the aesthetics of our little band.
Alright, come with me, Windwog.
You're making a mistake. If some priest ever winds up down here, I'll ask him to pray for your soul. But I doubt it'll help you.
Who cares what you think? The Master has made his choice. Lan knows too much. He must die.
You're right. I know everything. And I also know where I'm not wanted, so I think I'll just go and have a chat with Sol.
Leave while I'm still in a good mood, Lan.
Yeah, if this is you in a good mood, then maybe I'm lucky we're parting ways now.
You still might get some use out of Lan in the
Got
future.
away. Don't worry, Lan. I'll get you. Wait here, Master. I will bring Sol and the other Uplanders. We'll make sure that everyone knows that Lan failed to save anyone and fled like a coward.
What? What shish? Well, I'll be damned. Turned out our old Horn isn't as crazy as we all thought. There really were demons down here. I should have listened and sent a patrol down here, damn it. You said you were in charge of reconnaissance for the Eagle Watch, Nebia. How could you miss a nest of demons right beneath Canabras? Yeah, right. It wasn't enough I sniffed out every damn shadow in the city. Everyone knows the stories about demons living beneath the streets of Canabras. Those tales are as old as the Crusades themselves. I messed up, but you fixed my mistake. So, thanks. Well, how's your leg? Better than yesterday. Worse than the day before. I'm not gonna die, so don't worry. The maze was full of dangers, but we dealt with them. I sensed that the maze was an evil place. And so it was. There was a demon sitting right in the center of it, with spells to dull our minds. We barely managed to overpower him. When we reached the cultist's lair, that's when we saw Lan. He ran like the coward he is, abandoning the young ones to be mauled by the demons. Yes, Lan is too hasty. Will we survive if we listen to people like him? No, Lan is not one of us. He does not understand our path. You understand, Windwog. You saved us. I always thought you were a decent sort. Respect. You need to look out after the young. They're out for the count, but when they wake up, Chief, you'll see that these experiments have made them stronger. Some of them lost their minds, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that they survived. They're warriors now. As long as they can hunt, the rest can wait. Uplander and you, Windwog, you saved them. That's what matters. We will help them from here, but if they want to go to the surface, I don't know if there's anything I can do to stop them. It's time to get out of here. I'm going with the Uplanders, Chief. The maze holds no more secrets now. I have to go further. You always had to go further than anybody else. But what can I do? Go on, then. Make sure to come back to us somehow. Where are you going? Where's the way out? I think I've worked it out. If there's a key, there's a door. If there's a letter, then it was intended for someone. Those cheeky sons of... This is all the information on the cultists in the city. Their meeting places, passwords, their secret hideouts. I think we should show this to whoever is in charge of Canabras right now. As soon as we get back to the surface, we'll find out what's what. Alright, well, let's loot people. And we'll do some switching. The reason I like to go here kind of early is, I mean, like I said, it's kind of an easy fight. Not too difficult by any means, as even compared to some of the other fights that dungeon. There are some easier, I guess, not boss fights than this one, but of creatures that we would call boss or mini boss creatures, this is probably the one action. And we get a very good weapon. We get the Marching Terror. Whenever this +1 glaive lands a hit on a new enemy for the first time, the target receives an extra 1d6 negative damage. And all other enemies in a 15 radius must pass a will saving throw or become frightened for 1 round. So to kind of effectively use that, we do want to change targets once in a while. Let's take this off. We're not going to do that any longer. regular long. We'll switch her back to bow for now. We'll kind of alternate out with bow and glaive, I guess. She's good the way she is. He's good the way he is. Good the way she is. For what we have in her. Let's talk to Dyra and get her. Hey Dyra, let's trade. That's already set, so let's get rid of all that. This actually. So the first place we're actually going to go is down here. Bet everybody. The reason that we're going down here first is there is a necklace that's going to give us a bonus to armor class. Well, it's an enhancement bonus to natural armor, which is going to give Elk's armor. So we're going to just grab that first.
There are many roads to success.
And this one is a little bit
Only you deserve
annoying
my
to
obedience.
get started. I guess the way that I would suggest doing this is either turn off turn-based mode and run your tank in and out. That actually is going to be slightly better than what I'm going to do in my opinion, just because everything, you won't get a turn of, well, let's just do it that way. So we won't get a turn of
Good.
rain shut off here. A surprise turnaround. That's what I want. But everyone will be focusing on the person that we want them to focus on. I should save it real quick.
The time for words has passed.
We'll flip turn-based here. So everything now, because we've aggroed them with our tank, is going to be coming for our tank. I am actually fine with letting them come through the door and kind of bulking up around the elk. I guess I'm going to delay him a bit further upfield here. And the ferocious one is going to be harder. I got the too much soul. The ferocious one is going to be a little bit harder to hit than the other ones. He also is going to now only need a 16 to hit. Well, after we swing, it'll be 18 again, but the 16 to hit because of the flanking bonus. So it is usually a better idea to try to kill these other two monitor lizards before the ferocious one. But I mean, it's very easy to, or you'll be very able to do either way, either order in this case. I'm going to switch her back to this, actually. I don't know why I'm deciding to switch her out of it, but we'll have slightly less chance to hit, but better damage. And we got both of them scared, so they're going to be running. We'll have one that stays up here with us. I don't know which direction they're going. Can be a little bit of a pain if they run out here, because then they can try to target. I like that guy. Then they can try to target your other people when they come back instead of your elk. If they run up here, they're going to come through the door and target the first thing, which is going to be our. But we'll do some rotating here.
I'll rip you apart!
I guess we'll do some delaying. They should both head right towards our elk here. This guy got a little bit closer to Sela than I like. But we are going to try to take him out next.
The light, take you!
And he passed his will save that time, so he's not going to run off from there again. We're going to try to move her into a position where we can get 2 charges in, or have room for 2 people to charge, and He's standing next to the lizard. I'm not sure if we're going to get to charge off on the other one here now, but we'll see. We are back to him needing to roll a double 20 in order to hit us. So very unlikely that he's going to hit us. We do get a charge here. And obviously that's our most damaging weapon currently, because it's the first attack is 1d10 plus 1d6. First attack that hits, and is plus 1d10 and then plus 1d6. And consecutive attacks are plus 1.
No match for me.
Oh, I wanted to try something. I'm going to this up if that starts showing up. I still don't see it. So I don't know if my display is not working correctly and showing me exactly what's being captured. I guess I don't know a whole lot about Streamlabs software in general. Probably need to look into that more. Skin some lizards. A large aggressive creature was kept in this cage, but it's now on the loose. So this one actually is a little bit more difficult to pick. We need to roll over a 3.
Am I not?
Here, we got it. We also get a potion of haste. I would suggest holding on to this potion. I like to use this usually kind of at the tail end of when you're 4 almost turning to 5. You'll run into a couple fights that are a little bit more difficult to push your way through, and this can kind of be a game changer as far as getting yourself through those fights. We're not going to be casting Barkskin on us right now. What you can see here is, so there's kind of a fundamental misunderstanding about natural armor. You can see that what this is doing is not giving us +1 natural armor. It's giving us a +1 natural armor enhancement bonus. And you can only have one type of bonus. You can only have one item or spell with an enhancement bonus to your armor class, your natural armor class. You can, however, have multiple natural armor bonuses. So natural armor bonuses stack. Natural armor enhancement bonuses, you would only get the highest one that you have applied at the time. So Barkskin usually applies +2. That would overwrite our necklace here, so there wouldn't really be a reason to wear the necklace if we were also using Barkskin. But until we get to the point where we're able to cast that, I mean, we might as well have it on it. You can't have a ring at this time. The ring also gives... I don't think we have Shield of Faith right now. Oh, I have a potion of it. So, the same thing here. You get a +2 deflection bonus. Armor class. And the important thing there is that it says bonus, I guess, or enhancement in the other case. I don't think natural armor ever says... Well, it says animal companion level. That's why these two are split, though. So we have inherent natural armor of 6, and that'll actually go up when we grow bigger with our elk. Have, I guess, just an extra 2 because of the level bonus. I'm not entirely sure how those level bonuses work at this time, but they seem slightly arbitrary. I'm sure there's some information somewhere, but I haven't been find any, and I haven't really looked that much. Alright, into the Cambions. The Cambions are actually very easy to kill, but they all also have favored enemy humans. So they do a lot of damage if they hit as well. If they roll really well, they're probably going to kill somebody. But they don't have any damage resistance, they don't really have that high armor class, so they're pretty easy to take out also.
The heartbeat quickens.
So for us, I think we're just going to start shooting at these ones over here.
To this.
And if I had Windowog on bows, I would have her probably do the same there. But since she's using a glaive, I'm going to have her charging and try to clear these guys up. We'll probably try to kill this one. Already has his melee weapon out, because what the other one will do is it'll take a turn to pull its melee weapon. I think there's a little bit too much overlap with charging straight in there, so we couldn't find a place to stop our charge, so we couldn't do the charge.
You've made your choice.
Shot a bolt into the ground. His foot. So again here, we are going to swing and then back up. I'm going to plan on probably charging him because I'm assuming Sela maybe will be able to kill this one right here. And we're fairly safe as long as they're shooting at the elk, but if they were, you know, deciding to shoot at one of our other guys here, that person would probably be in trouble.
Into the fray!
But he did succeed his roll. So we're actually going to walk around in here. Just give some more room for them to charge and place themselves.
No fear.
Everyone should be making fun of us for our very poor shot. Crossbow. Or charge, but charge none. Will probably be far enough to get another charge. And we'll keep shooting the crossbow here, hoping we can hit some more.
No match for me.
Right, we're gonna start trying to move in. Oh, they saw the hidden pulley behind the other porch here. I can't get over there, so that kind of put us in a bad position, but technically we would have wanted to wait till next round because we want the elk to make contact with them first. And we'll switch to this now. I don't even know if this will hurt them. They do have a little bit of energy with them, but I don't think they have any damage. Should be safe to move. As we'll see in a little bit. And I did specifically try to move our elk into a position where this guy would pull his weapon out and this guy wouldn't. Just because they get 2 melee attacks, they only get 1 ranged attack. The ranged attack, well, I guess the melee attacks can do some significant damage. They do 1 claw melee attack, or whatever, but the other one is a scimitar, which has a pretty high crit range.
No glory without risk!
Back a little bit. I think I might run around to the backside of this elk. Pretty unlucky here. Oh, I moved a little bit too far. Fine, pretty unlucky here with the swings on this guy. So yeah, they do have energy resistance. I'm just gonna not that anymore and shoot the crossbow.
I'll rip you apart!
I could have just looked at him and figured that out, but I don't think I'm ever going to hit him with a crossbow. I'm going to...
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Alright, up we go.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Oh, I only need a 19. Way better than 20. These guys still only need, I think it was between 8 and 10. Or 9 and 10, I guess. So on those charges, they should be hitting roughly every other charge.
So it comes to this.
I guess it would depend on how many times we actually manage to charge them.
No match for me.
Set to get big enough.
Into the fray!
No, we should be pretty close to them.
You've made your choice. No fear!
Oh, fear indeed. There we go. We'll open this up and go see what these other camp.
I will guide. Time for a clever approach.
Should be able to come down at least almost to this. I think we can go a little bit over it, but we're not. Obviously, if your stealth is better, you can go further into the room. Oh, our charge broke. That's too bad. So on this one, there are two guys that we can't currently see, which means they're going to get at least one turn of hitting Elk while he is flat-footed. But or shooting at him while he's flat-footed. So the better than average chance to hit him during the first round. But then we're kind of out of danger for that. Nice job, Sela. You can have your guys run up here, but they are likely to target whoever gets into their range of vision first. So if you have your people charge ahead of your elk, they are likely to start targeting other people than your elk, which you don't really want.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
However, now that they've shot at the elk once, we should be good to kind of move. This guy's going to move up there and start shooting at him.
Right, take you.
The elk is also, or I mean, I forgot what I was going to say there. Oh, no, yes, the elk is also kind of safe from them now that we've gotten through that first round, because they're going to need 20s to hit him again. This will likely be the last guy we go after. We'll have the rest of the crew kind of go around this way to this guy. So we'll just have our sorcerer shoot at this guy. Likely he won't even be able to kill him, but... I won't delay for the elk. Here I think we'll move up a little bit. I'm not sure if it works like this, but technically what should happen is if we delayed her turn, Protective Luck should fall off the elk, not be available until we utilize it again.
So it comes to this.
I haven't fiddled around with that specifically too much as of yet, though, to see if that's what does happen, or if when you delay, you get to keep Protective Luck on the target. You shouldn't, because that's not the way it works in the tabletop, but... or the role-playing, whatever you want to call Pathfinder. The rules are written such that if you delay your turn, any of the abilities that you had going end when you choose to delay your turn. Or that would have ended that round.
You've made your choice.
Oh, they're starting to lose their fury also, so they have less of an ability to hit us now than they did originally.
No fear.
I haven't even hit that guy yet with our sorcerer.
I'll rip you apart.
Oh. Oh, let's delay a little bit here. Let's see if I can hit him once. Nope.
This is not the way to do it.
Go up here a little bit.
They'll beg me to stop.
See if we can leave a lane open for her to charge. Apparently we
The
can't.
Inheritor, guide my blade.
And that might be because something on the ground is considered difficult terrain as well. It's very tough to tell why we're not able to charge there.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
No match for me.
We'll start moving this way.
Into
We're gonna see if we can't charge. Oh, well.
No
We can't
reason
because
to
he's dead.
pause.
But we were going to see if we could charge from down here. Let's grab all the loot here. There's some loot upstairs still, but we'll grab that in a little bit. Doing that. Oh. So, in case you haven't yet, the solution to this puzzle is right here. Orange, blue, red, orange, or yellow. I don't know specifically what color that is. I guess it looks yellow to me. Yellow, red, orange. Or yellow, blue, red, yellow. What you doing, Sela? Wait, this is... No, it can't be. I knew that. I know that hilt. Radiance, the sword of the great Yaniel. That's what this is. But it's meant to be in the Tower of Estrad with all the other relics. That's what I heard, at least. Well, of course, this rusted piece of metal must be that very same sword. I think you merely wish that this were the illustrious sword of legend. You don't get it. I've seen this sword 100 times, in paintings, in the hands of Yaniel, statue. I've even thought of going to the Estrad Museum to see the real thing in person. How did it get here? What's so special about it? Now, nothing, I guess. But this sword was legendary in its day. People say that when Yaniel held it, the blade would glow, striking demons left and right. Soldiers would see radiance as light from afar and take heart, rushing into the fray and winning. But I don't know what's wrong with it now, or how to restore its power. All I can sense is that they made a mockery of it. Your empathy with an object? Extraordinary. Are all paladins so tender-hearted and sensitive? Sensitive in a way, yes. We're highly attuned to evil and everything wrought by demons. Radiance was in evil hands. As a paladin, I can tell you they did nothing good to it. Well, who's Yaniel? No, you've never heard of Yaniel? She's famous all over Galarian. She was a great woman. She was born in Mendev, and when the Crusade started, she just couldn't sit idly by. She dedicated her life to the Crusade. People say she was audacious and spirited. She was always the first in the battle, and she never sacrificed other people's lives for tactical. That's how she's been remembered, as an incredible warrior who seemed ablaze with righteous fury. And all the images of her, she looks capable of driving all the demons back to the abyss single-handedly. But then something happened between her and her. Maybe they envied her, maybe there was more to it than that, I don't know. But anyway, she went into the Worldwound without her fellow soldiers, and she didn't just survive the mission, she even brought back Crusaders she rescued in there. Can you imagine it? She died as she lived, proudly. She was covering the escape of refugees fleeing Dresden. That's where she perished. She wasn't even 40, very young for a half-elf. But I guess I don't have to explain that to you. You half-elves live twice as long as we do. If you think about it, the Crusades aren't even 100 years old. That's how little time separates us from the heroes of legend. Daniel could still have been alive today, but fate decided otherwise. You know a lot about Daniel. Are you a fan of hers or something? I suppose you could say that. I've always felt an affinity with Daniel. I know what it's like to not be what your commanders want you to be. Whenever I used to feel under pressure, I always thought of Daniel. Maybe some people didn't like her, how she was, but to the people she pulled out of the Worldwound, she was perfect. And to the people she saved on the battlefield, she was incredible. And to those who kept her memory alive, she's a hero. That's what counts. How could a priceless relic like this end up down here? Daniel disappeared, but by some miracle, Radiance was recovered from the battle. No one else has ever wielded it. It is Yaniel's blade and always will be. That's why it was put in the Tower of Estrad with the other Crusade relics. But now it turns out that somebody stole it. I have this weird feeling like I'm rescuing a fellow warrior from a dungeon. You can't just abandon it, even if it's no use to us. It's no use to anyone down here. But what if it could be repaired? Let's keep going. Let's loot some other things here.
I
hope you appreciate this.
Windog, I think you should have Radiance. You're obviously the best person to hold on to that blade. Let's go over here. Oh, we already looted these monitors, but guess not.
Focus on the goal.
The earth elementals in here do have the ability to do a lot of damage. I guess much like the little ones outside. They can do a lot of damage and have a pretty good chance to hit you.
Watch out for trouble.
I think they all have power strike on as well. Yeah, they have or power attack. Alright, can we charge
I
her?
will
Let's charge.
practice my combat abilities.
She can try to get up here and see if we can charge from this angle. They don't have any elemental resistance though, and their touch is bad, so we should be decent at hitting them with him. But again, we're not going to do a lot of damage with Frost Ray or Ray of Frost. I really want Frost apparently to be the first word in that sentence, but got him. As you can see there, he only needs 17, so he'll only need 15. The other guy rolls up. Oh, I guess we did charge though. So he'll need 17 when this other guy rolls. Since we won't have the charge mass any longer. We are going to see if we can do charging still.
Without risk.
Probably only be able to charge one of them, but who knows? Might get them both in. I'm definitely not going to be able to charge Windog. I think she's got this, I don't know, sandbags in the way now. Oh, no, she can make it. There's our extra negative energy damage. Let's see, right there, I guess, is where we want to go. Oh, I should have backed up just in case. I don't think we're actually going to kill him here. In the next round, anyway. Would have been beneficial for us to get another charge with everybody.
I'll rip you apart!
There we go. So there's very little of any use that we find in here, but treasure's treasure.
Keep your calm.
I am helpful, am I not?
There we get Blur, a potion form, which is pretty useful. obviously only one use. I must have forgot to pick those up. Over here too. Oh, this is all the stuff we dropped. We want to grab that because we're on a sell all our stuff. Or we head down to the other section of the maze. Oh gosh. I guess we'll make the trek to be here. Not that far. So currently we have this room right here, this room here, this room here, the room down here. So 2, 2, 2, 4 for things left to kill. And I guess one of the 2s can be a little bit bothersome because it's one of the guys with a very good armor class. The 4 and the 1, however, are the ones that are going to be more powerful than the other ones. That right here. So it does look like we are hitting that 2-hour mark here. I think I am going to call it for tonight. I did look into trying to edit the live stream, the YouTube editor, and it doesn't have as many features as I would. It also seems like it takes quite a long time for the video to process in order for us to, or me, to be able to try to start editing it through that interface. So I'll probably try to leave these mostly unedited, as it doesn't seem like it's going to go back. Try to change. So if you've made it this far in this stream, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you liked what you saw, please go ahead and click on the like button. If you would like to see more of this type of content, there will be other. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I am going to try to stream it tomorrow, and then I'm going to be trying to set up both a stream schedule and a posting as of tomorrow, after looking at what's going on. The normal posting is still going on with Run with the Fighter, and that has a few episodes before it catches up currently, which at that point then I will get the video that's going to sit. So I appreciate it, and see you next time.